Hello and welcome along, and welcome to this video guide to cows in Farming Simulator 19. We're going to be looking at cows in the base game today, and we are going to be covering everything from how to purchase them to what to feed them, where to give them straw and water, and to what they produce in the form of milk, slurry and manure. So we're going to start off by getting ourselves some cows. We've purchased here from the shop and placed it in Felsbrunn, the smaller cow pen or the smaller cow pasture. So you have two options for cow pastures in the base game. You've got a £100,000 pasture that holds 50 cows, and then you've got a large cow pasture for 300,000 that holds 200 cows. This is the smaller one. This is the 100,000 one. It's a pretty good one to get you started, and all you do to add some cows into this is you have two choices. Like with all animals, you can either go over to the animal dealer, which in Felsbrunn is over here. In fact, let's visit the barn section of it, because that also gives us the position to purchase cows. So you can come here with an animal trailer and purchase your cows from here, or you could stand in the area here at this box and press R and get them delivered. Now, the difference between the two is that if you purchase a cow directly here and get it delivered, you have a £200 fee. Now, there are several different types of cows. You've got your brown and white, black and white, brown, white, light brown and grey. And just like the sheep that we covered in my last video, each of these has a separate setup for the birth of calves. So I'm actually going to take this brown cow off, and we're going to get 10 black whites here. There's no difference between the various cows. They all produce the same amount. There we go, 10 cows, so 25,000 total. You can see we've got a £2,000 fee here for the delivery, and confirm that. But yeah, there's no difference between each of the types of cows. The reason for getting, and the reason why I recommend you get the same type of cow is simply because of this here. The next animal in and the reproduction rate, those are per type of cow. So if I had a second type of cow here, the reproduction rate would not necessarily be the same for those. Whereas the manure and slurry, the milk, the productivity, all of the pen information over here, this is for all the cows in your animal pen. So we need now to get sorting, actually, some of these bits. Cleanliness is something we don't need to worry about right now. First thing we're going to do is sort the water, though. And to do that, we have the Fiat 1300 DT here attached to a Joskin Aquatrans XL trailer. You will find this under... in fact, most of the equipment that we're using today, you will find listed under animals. And this is the Joskin Aquatrans 7300S for 9,500. It is the default water trailer in the game. So we'll take this and basically you just drive this up to the water trough and empty the contents until the cows have had their fill. Now, cows take 800 litres of water per cow, so we're looking at using slightly, this only holds 7,000, so I'm looking at all of this water going in and us not quite completely filling the cows up. And if we look under here, you can see we are just slightly short. So yeah, 800 litres of water per cow you need. The next thing on our list here is straw. So we're going to grab a straw bale, and to do this, we have the Warzy bale shredder. Now, this is, to me, this is one of the most useful ones in game. It goes on the front of the front loader, which we've got on our Fendt Favorite here. It includes a bale spike. which you can detach from it, and means that you can very easily and very cheaply, as this is only about 3,000. In fact, no, it's not even that. It's 2,300 for the front loader version of it. Very, very useful piece of equipment, this. And it's simply a case of loading this up with a round bale. We have some straw bales over here. Place your bale in the top of it like this. Like so. Reconnect the Warzy. And to do that, you just place the bale spikes back in to the side here. And attach. And then take this round to the far end. Like so, and empty this out over here like this. There we go, and that then blasts the straw onto the cows. Now what you can do as well is with a forage wagon like we have here, if you fill one of these with straw, that can just be backed up into this area and unloaded. But any bales in the base game versions of these, some of the maps have automatic shredding on bales, but in the base game you need to use a bale shredder in order to get this to empty and to put straw in there. And cows take 950 litres per cow. So the 4,000 litres we have here, this probably won't even make, will probably come close to doing halfway. And there we go, the bale is emptied, and if we look under our information here, you can see that this 4,000 litre bale has done just under halfway, which confirms what we were talking about a moment ago. Now I'm going to disconnect the shredder off here, because our next job is to start the feeding of our animals, and I'm going to work from the bottom up with this. The way animal feed works in Farming Simulator 19 is that they will eat the top food first. So cows will eat Total Mixed Ration before they eat hay and silage, before they eat grass. So if you want to, you can just feed them one of these and you will get 100% productivity, but they will gradually work their way through all three. We have the Fed Vario 720 here. This is connected up to the smallest base game forage harvester in the Straumann Xelon CFS2, 2501 DO, and you just drive this up into the feed area, make sure it's selected, and you get the information to unload it. Now cows take 3,500 litres of grass per cow. So for these 10 cows, you'd be looking at 35,000 litres of grass feeds to fill their trough. And you can see here we don't have that much. We've only got 23,000, but you can see that is well over halfway off a single trailer load here. The next one is hay and silage. And these two are optional as to which one you put. Either hay or silage will work. So I'm going to grab a hay bale and put it in there. And again, it's 3,500 litres per cow. And if we grab a bale here, we can place this into our feeding trough. And that, again, you'll see the bale disappears, and that is a very small amount. It's basically one bale is about enough to feed a single cow. And then finally, what we've got is Total Mixed Rations. Now, there are two ways to mix TMR, and I will cover both of these now. you can do it basically with or without straw. And if you bring up your F1 help menu here, you can see at the bottom we have 3 blocks for what makes up mixed ration in this mixing wagon. So you have silage, hay and straw, and you can see the white arrows. The white arrows there are your target areas in order to actually create total mixed rations. If you don't, what will be in the trailer will be called forage, and as a result you will only then empty each of these at a time, starting with the top one. So let's first create a failed thing of forage, so that I can empty it out and show you what happens. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to take a single bale of silage and a single bale of hay, like this one here, and a single bale of straw. Now this should be a good mix, but because of the size of this trailer and because of the way this trailer works, this mix doesn't quite work. And I would normally recommend the best way to do a mix for this is to do 2 of silage or hay, 1 of the other, so either the hay or the silage depending on which you've chosen, and then a single straw bale, because as you can see here we currently have 8,000 litres of total mixed ration, so our bars are in the correct place. If we add in, and we're 67%, so we're a third full, if we add in this straw bale, you can see that this goes horribly wrong. It's still showing the brown mixed ration in there, but our red or our straw has now gone above where we want it. So we need to now empty this all out and refill it with proper silage. And the only way to empty this out is this way. We back up here and we basically just dump on the floor. And you'll see the first thing that comes out is the hay, which is listed top. And that will keep coming out. And you can see the difference in the ratios that is happening now. Next to come out is our silage. And then finally our straw. And this is, I think that this is the most annoying thing about the way this works, is that you have you normally have an issue with the straw being wrong in your mixture, and so that is just causes a massive issue. I will show you what you can do with straw in order to get the ratios right, and that is basically we're going to put in 2 of these and then use a bucket to add in the straw. So we'll take a single hay bale, like so, and put that one in. A single silage bale as well. Like this. And then we will drop off our bale spike and get a bucket. And we'll use this to pick up a little bit of straw from where we emptied earlier. So we've got 900 litres here. Now this shouldn't be enough to overpower our other items or our other bits in the mixed ration. And we can just tip these in here. Now, straw is a good thing to put in your mixed ration because it is cheaper than both silage and hay to create, and tends to be a byproduct of doing other arable work on the farm. So I do recommend putting straw into the mixed rations. You just need to be careful of what your mixture is, and you can see here now that we're 75% full. We're in the green nicely, and we now can go and feed our cows with the mixed rations. Now this empties on the left hand side. Other ones do empty on both sides. There's another coon feed mixer that empties on the other side as well. But this is the small one, which should be pretty good for our cows. And again, they take 3,500 litres of this per cow, which should last them several days. And you can see it unloading from the other side of our feed mixer here. And with that emptied, we'll have a quick look at our cows here, and you see we've got 8,939 litres here, and that is on the low end because that is only about enough to feed 2.5 cows out of our 10. Remove this out of the way, and that is our cows all fed and watered and set up. We're now going to accelerate time for a little bit so that we can produce some of the byproducts. So nearly 24 hours have passed, and our cows have produced nearly 24 hours worth of byproducts, so yeah, nearly 2,000 litres of manure, 2,500 litres of slurry, and 1,500 litres of milk. So a single cow in a 24-hour period will produce 200 litres of manure, 250 litres of slurry, and 150 litres of milk. They will only produce manure if you have straw in there. So that is an important thing. In order to produce manure, you need straw in there. Otherwise, slurry and milk are produced at all times. Slurry and manure can be collected from here. You need to use a slurry tanker, and you can take it from this point in order to either use it as a fertilizer on fields or to sell at the BGA. Similarly, manure appears here in this area, and you need to use either a manure spreader to spread it on your fields, or similarly you can take it down to the BGA once you've purchased that. Milk comes out at this trigger here, and you need a milk trailer such as this one, and you can use this to transport it to the dairy for sale. Now, the reproduction rate of cows, as you can see here, we currently have a reproduction rate of 126 hours. This is for across all 10 cows. So if we had a single cow here, that would increase to about 1,200 hours for a new calf. So the more cows you have, the lower that reproduction rate is. And as I said earlier, the reproduction rate is per type of cow. So if you have 10 black whites, 10 black and whites, your reproduction is going to be what we have here. If you have 5 black and whites and 5 brown, you'll find that this reproduction rate will double for both of them, because it's taking longer for 5 cows of each to produce a new calf. One other thing you need to do once you've had some time pass is also make sure you clean your cows. So there is, after our 24 hours, you can see here that our cows have been messy and have dropped silage here outside of their trough. So just take a bucket on your tractor and run that along here so that you can tidy up their so you can tidy up their mess. Just running the bucket along here will tidy that nicely, and you can then just tip it back into the feeding trough afterwards. If your feeding trough is full of silage, then it won't take that. So that is an important thing to remember. I always like, when I'm doing silage or doing cows in the base game, to make sure that I have this little bit of overhead, so that we've got here some space in this here to always clean and always have a little bit of room to do. Because if you've got if you're using Total Mixed Ration, your hay and silage amount here is never going to go down, because they will eat that Total Mixed Ration first. So there we go. That is an overview of cows in Farming Simulator 19. I hope that this has been useful and helpful. If you have any questions, then please feel free to drop into my Twitch stream. I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.